Everyone's talking about ChatGPT and everyone's talking about Claude. And yeah, I use both every single day, but here's the thing. The tools that really transform my workflow aren't spoken about as much. I tested over 50 AI tools throughout the last year, and I honestly canceled most of them. These 7 survived, and some of them are completely free to use. Now, before I jump right into the list, here's the filter we're using. Do these tools do something distinctly different than ChatGPT or Claude? If the answer is no, it's a wrapper and I instantly delete it. Most AI tools are just language models with fancy instructions and fancy designs. You're paying $20 a month just to use someone else's prompt. Every single tool on this list has passed that test. They're all specialists. But the first one isn't just a specialist, it's one of the most underrated tools in the AI world right now. Tool number 1 is NotebookLM. If you're learning anything complex right now, this is the tool you need to be using. NotebookLM is Google AI's research assistant. But here's what it really is: a closed-loop thinking system. Not the internet, not Wikipedia, not AI's best guess, but all of the outputs are based on your own sources. That's why it doesn't hallucinate and it doesn't mess up. Every response includes citations pointing back to exactly where NotebookLM sourced that information from. And then the premier feature is audio overviews. These are AI-generated podcasts that read back your own notes to you so you can internalize the thinking without sitting there and reading all day. I use this to prep meetings, study technical papers, and learn industries, all while driving. The best part is they have a completely free tier. 100 notebooks, 50 sources for each. And that's absolutely absurd for $0. But when you need an AI that's able to search everything, this next tool is where you want to go. Tool number 2 is Perplexity. Perplexity is what Google search should have become. You ask a question, it reads the direct sources, and then provides an output with all the citations proving everything. Not 10 blue links, not a sponsored result disguised as an answer. You only get actual answers. I personally use this every single time before I script a video. ChatGPT is able to browse the web, but it's mostly built for conversation. Perplexity was built from the ground up as a research engine, and that difference shows. The free tier gives you unlimited basic searches. Pro is $20 a month with unlimited deep research, and it gives you multi-model access. If you search for information more than 5 times a day, this pays for itself in the first week. But research is only one type of information. There's another type most people lose every single day. Tool number 3 is Granola. If you've used an AI meeting bot before, you know how weird they can be. A weird robotic participant joins the call. You can see it, the clients can see it, anyone on the call is able to see the robot there. Granola doesn't do that. There's no bot, there's no third-party participant. It captures audio locally from your device, invisible to everyone else. During the meeting, focus on jotting quick bullet notes, and then after the meeting, click Enhance Notes. Granola builds structured summaries, further notes, and actual deadlines, all based off the skeleton of your bullet points. And here's the detail that really makes it different. Your original notes stay black, but any AI-generated stuff transforms to gray. This allows you to differentiate between what's your own thoughts and what was added. Now, for the free tier, you get up to 25 meetings. The paid tier is $18 a month, and you can access unlimited meetings. The best part is it doesn't store your audio after the meeting. So if you're in any sort of regulation where you're worried about data security compliance, it's most likely going to follow those. But meetings are just one input. What about everything else you're losing? Tool number 4 is HighNote, and it solves a problem that most people ignore. Information doesn't come in clean text. It comes in voice recordings, PDFs, YouTube videos, a bunch of other different sources. It gets fragmented across 5 apps and 12 different browsers, and before you know it, you have no idea where your information is. But HighNote fuses all of that into one structured, AI-fueled notebook. Not 5 attachments in a folder, but one structured idea. It transcribes audio, extracts key points, reads any documentation, and then allows you to ask questions based on everything you put in. And it'll understand all of your context, not just one file at a time. Now, the underrated feature that I think differentiates HighNote from something like NotebookLM is the publish feature. Private thinking becomes a clear, shareable link in one click. The paid tier starts around $7. And if you're interested, HighNote did sponsor this video, so I'll have a link in the description for you to sign up. Now, everything so far captures and understands information, but what about when you need to present it? Tool number 5 is Gamma. If you still build slides manually, I truly have to ask you why. Gamma generates fully structured presentations based on your source material in seconds. Not ugly AI filler slides, but actual visual flow and real structure. I used to spend over 2 hours or 3 hours in PowerPoint and Google Slides. Now I get a rough draft within seconds, and I can spend the rest of my time fixing that last 10%. Will it match your exact brand's guidelines? Potentially not, but you can always tweak those in the last 10 minutes when you're editing it. Free tier exists, and pro tier can vary from $8 to $20 per month, depending on the type of service you want. Now, presentations are visual though. Let's talk about audio. Tool number 6 is ElevenLabs. ElevenLabs does AI voice generation, and it's terrifyingly good. It's not robotic text to speech. It has emotion, pacing, natural breaths, pauses in between sentences. It understands tone. I will sometimes use this to test out scripts before I record out loud. I ensure my writing makes sense, the pacing's good, and the tone sounds like my voice. Now, if you're interested in AI voice generation, the free tier gives you about 10 minutes of generation a month. The starter membership is $5 and the creator is $22 a month. If you've been sleeping on audio as a format, this tool gives you no excuse. And the last tool truly isn't for everyone, but if it's for you, it'll completely change the way you work, unlike any of the tools I've shared so far. Tool number 7 is Cursor. If you code even casually, Cursor is a massive leap. It's not a plugin, it's a fully AI native code editor. It indexes your entire code base, understands your project structure, predicts your next line, refactors functions, and explains legacy code without ever context switching. GitHub Copilot autocompletes some lines for you, but having Cursor feels like having a senior engineer on your shoulder watching you code. The output gains don't come from just typing faster. They come from not wasting your time thinking about a boilerplate and spending your time on the architecture of your code. Free tier does exist, and the pro tier is $20 a month. If you're still stuck inside of VS Code trying to figure something out for your work, your own project, or school, try this out. Just give it 1 week. Now, those were 7 tools, all specialist, under 20 bucks. Every single one does something ChatGPT or Claude couldn't do on their own. Stop paying for overlap and start paying for leverage. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment which tool you plan on using. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.